Hey, hello everybody. Just down here getting more hay rolled up, trying to get the second cut of this grass finished up for the week, and it's starting to look a little more rainy-like. Clouds are starting to get a little puffy. It's a pretty good chance tomorrow. If we could get that, it would seal the deal on getting the bean crop made. We got a lot of pods. The pod count's great, but the there's nothing in those pods, so we could really use a good rain shower. I think probably let's false forecast really about a half inch, so won't be enough. But if we could get a half or 3/4, it'd make a big difference. Even right south of here, there's beans that are starting to turn white. We're pretty good right here in the hills, but it's getting a little nib tuck. When you see the leaves starting to turn, it's getting a little dry. But if it does rain, you know, you get a big crop. These beans aren't worth anything. That's pretty pathetic what these beans are selling for. These Trump tariffs have just literally killed beans. I mean, $760K. So that's what Dad was saying at noon. My God, I mean, beans need to be $10 now. So you know what everybody's going to do? They're going to go raise corn and murder that market. It was $3.50 where you can book it. Let's start to think maybe it's a good time to be booking a little corn. But yeah, just getting the rest of the hay rolled up. Still got quite a bit more to lay down, but that's kind of how we do it. You know, watch your forecast, you lay down what you think you can get done in between the rainstorms, the rain events. The Trump tariffs, they've really destroyed these bean markets, and they're just making a lot of news headlines on the radio and everything lately, so obviously there's a lot of people's it's crossing their mind, but I can't come to think it's going to be any good for steel industry, rubber industry, or anything. There's going to be a lot of blowback from this whole bad ag thing going on right now. I understand why he did what he did, but he sure doesn't seem to give a crap about all the collateral damage that it causes everybody. You know, someday when China finally owns all of our banks and everything else, and yet we're still under U.S. government control, you know, I kind of wonder maybe people will wake up then. But, you know, if history repeats itself, which it seems to be doomed to do, it's probably going to be World War III before it ever gets any better. Yeah, this baler works nice in this tractor. I think I mentioned that in yesterday's video. I like how it works together. Get a view over the hood here. I did talk a little bit yesterday about squares versus rounds and you know why people use what they do. You can maybe tell, hold the camera square, you can see the slopes I'm working here, and this is just along the edge of a field border. Then we got some hay that goes up there and wraps clear around the hill. But I understand why little squares, there's a better market. You know, there's handling. It's people that have horses. You know, you can break off a few flakes, easily handle them. It's kind of a market on little squares that people have it by necessity. You know, somebody that's got a few horses, you know, they're not gonna. Most of them don't even have a tractor, so they're not gonna be able to handle big round bales very well, especially when you got like 1 or 2 horses, maybe a hobby farm. But as far as commercial hay raising, squares died in the 1960s. The 70s, a lot of people had their round balers already. So as far as major hay production, they're outdated. They're slow. You know, you're not gonna wad the amount of hay into that as you are a big round or a big square baler, especially like a big square baler. But a big square baler, for doing what we're doing, we produce hay. You know, I guess I could say it's one of our crops. And as a producer, you got to be able to, you know, for us, we're not feeding it. You got to be able to move it. You got to be able to transport it. So the only way we could transport small squares is if they were accumulated. You'd have to mechanize it to make it economical at all. But to handle larger rounds or you know, big squares, you know, it's done by tractor. I mean, these things are probably coming out of this baler, even at grass, probably 1,700 to 1,800 pounds. and you just can't handle it by hand. I mean, you'll be lucky if you can roll a large round. But so yeah, it's all mechanized handling. So on a commercial hay production, that's all you're going to see is large squares or large rounds. For us, I've been back and forth a little bit between squares, large squares and large rounds. I think I've been talking about this a little bit on and off again. You might even know some of the, I went and looked at some square balers. But on a big square, you got the advantage of production. I'm getting exhausting persist, but you got the advantage of production. You got the advantage of transportation, but you have disadvantages. Storage is a big issue with a big square. You're gonna either have to buy a hay tarp or put it inside, whereas a round will weather the storm. Especially they have a new product, John Deere's called B-Wraps. Actually got like Velcro strips in it and stuff, and you program your monitor here, and it hits a certain revolution, kill your PTO. It puts the interlace part at the bottom. It's weather tight, impermeable, and I think it looks real promising for really, keeping really good hay. I don't know what the cost of that stuff is. I've not priced it, but I imagine it's borderline scary. I do like on a large round baler such as this, I do like the big flotation tires. And it's a big heavy duty thing. The pickup's made for some pretty rough and tumble ground. The baler's a big heavy duty baler. 8-bolt hubs and stuff on there for big 8-bolt hubs too for the weight of the machine. So this baler will go out here and it'll tackle hillsides like we're running on, which you can see why we don't farm this. They ain't more hay, but that baler is rated for tough work. And in these hills, it seems like you get into so many places where you gotta pull in and back up or back down in a waterway and then turn around. It's just a pain in the rear to get into this stuff. So a big square baler, you don't really have the ability to, they go to kick them out, You take a big round, you can kind of regulate when you're going to kick them out. Like I could take this one, shut it off, carry it up to the top of the hill and set it out. Big square, once it's done, twine hits, the only thing you can do would be lock your bale slide chute, maybe carry it up there. But so, if you get yourself into an area where you might get pinched up, like maybe doing a field border, and you have to back out maybe, the baler is going to be longer, it's going to be harder to back up. So yeah, there's some disadvantages to a big square just based on its physical dimensions of the machine. But then again, there's some drawbacks to the rounds, because there are places that I could just go ahead if I was going around like this, for example, right now. Plop, there goes a bale, no big deal. Square, it's not going to roll over 46 times. These rounds, pew, off the pond. So, yeah, pros and cons both ways. I don't like the price of a big square baler. It's just ridiculous what they get for them. But I do like the production of a big square baler. So, tomato, not sure what to do there. I really like this particular baler we got. So probably for the very time being, probably not going to do anything. This tractor is spaced out a little bit more just because of the tire size. It's set for 30-inch rows, but it'd be a crowding your 30s. So it's just a hint wider than the $7,200. So, I like this. I love this console the monitor floats with you. Gotta love that. Probably one of the nicest baling setups I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, hay's doing good. Get all this over here to get done, and I think that's probably about 12 acres, something like that in there, and that should wind everything down. So I'll start on the next cut. I would love to hear from somebody that's either a trucker that hauls hay on a regular basis, or maybe somebody that has had a big round went to a square or vice versa. And just, I'd love to gauge other people's opinions. You know, the way agriculture is right now, you cannot afford to make any false moves. So what I've been seeing so far is there's a lot better. Well, everybody down Missouri's burned up, and we're close to Missouri. Some areas of Kansas is burned up too. So they're wanting to haul this hay. Well, you get 300-400 mile hauls, and by the time you strap another $40-50 on because the oversized load, they want to buy the hay for $20 a bale. That doesn't work. I mean, also ultimately, I mean, when you got $30 a bale costing this, you really need to be getting about $70 a bale to make diddly squat. I mean, you got land, property taxes, and everything else. So you can't just do it for free. Oh, that seems to be the general MO of farming modern day. But I'd love to hear from somebody else and see what their opinion is on squares or rounds. And I would be open to do small squares with an accumulator, but I think where I could go, you know, with that machine physically, just, you know, do the land slope, stuff like that, there's still be a need maybe for some rounds in other places. Obviously, as a producer, we want to maximize our budget, but being a sketchy market right now with the way things are, I don't think I'd want to invest in a high-priced baler or do something that's like, oh crap, you know, now you got to pay for this thing, and either the market's not there or it doesn't work, you know. So, you know, if I was going to change to a square baler, I'd want to make sure it's for a good reason. Now, if I can throw another $30 a bale in the bank just because of transportation or possibly just the way it's geared, I don't know. Maybe I think a square baler would be the way to go. You can buy a used baler like this for $25,000 area, or you can buy a big square used for the $45,000, maybe $50,000 area, depending on what you want. And so, again, tomato. One's going to last a little longer than the other. Only good thing about a round baler, you don't deal with damn knotters. Anyway, thought I'd get a video up for the day. See what some other people thought. Hopefully some of you guys will weigh in on this. And again, I appreciate everybody that does take time to comment. So, thanks guys. I'll have some more, maybe a little more interesting videos coming up here soon than just the average everyday baling hay and listening to Ram's video. So, stay tuned.